Welcome, my computer duders. I'm a little congested. What will we play tonight? We'll start with a little Battlemorph. I haven't played it in a while. I want to. Stick around, okay? We'll get to Madvent calendar. I just been neglecting it.
This is the battle cruiser Sutherland. All other Federal battle cruisers have been lost after investigating Pernician activity in the Perseus star cluster. Our mission is to find and destroy the Pernician homeworlds before they start another war of conquest. Test runs on the War Griffon infiltration fighter are complete. Delivery system is successful. Transformation systems are functional. Stand by for warp.
Did any of the Looney Tunes have sound effect?
Welcome to the battle cruiser Sutherland. Ferial cluster, planet Pyrrhic.
Oh, that's right. I beat the last system off stream. Shit. There was a giant robot boss, too.
Welcome to the briefing room. Good luck. Load weapons onto your War Griffon. You can put one mines, cruise bomb, decoy.
I still ain't know how to use any of that shit.
Stand by. 3.
Good luck.
Fuck, they steal from you? They steal from you.
Shields low.
This is healing water. Don't question it. Some water just heals you. That's science. It's like in Mario 64. I'm willing to bet that one of those snatchers took the battery. Grabblers. Oh, the fish. He didn't have to get involved. This is... This is faster than it ran originally. As it turns out. I compared it to some old footage on actual hardware. It shouldn't be faster. I don't understand how the emulator is doing this, because the game logic doesn't seem to have sped up. There's also a 60 FPS patched ROM of Checkered Flag out there that runs that fast only on emulator. So you can see what Jaguar would have looked like if it had been competently programmed for or designed. He's got the battery. No, he doesn't. The game comes to rely on the healing water a little too much in later levels. I wonder if it's a good game now. I doubt it. Oh, there's a key.
Access code found.
There we go.
Let's go home.
Alright. Alright, alright, alright.
Extra ship.
Let's take a break from this to see how Cybermorph plays. Not Cybermorph. The other one.
Planet real.
We'll talk about Air Twister in a bit. Does that not work? There we go. I don't even have it. I don't blame myself for not having it. Let me grab it real quick off stream from my real cartridge that I definitely have. Alright, good. I just ripped it from the cartridge I definitely own, so no legal issues. It's amazing how fast it works nowadays. Oh man, that's nostalgic, not in a good way. This came with my console. This and Cybermorph, which was not a good way to represent it. It doesn't seem to be too sped up for Ukraine.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
That's a little bit better. That's definitely better. Still not a good game though. Fundamental problem is the controls are no good. Nobody playtested this.
Gentlemen, start your...
Let's see if it's
your engine.
possible to change the settings to make it better. Oh, the rain goes away in the tunnels. That's clever, kind of. Enough of that hot garbage. It was never a good game.
Welcome to the Battle Cruiser Sutherland. Select a saved game. Planet Acrist. Streel. Raisin. Charnel. Racker. Welcome to the briefing room. I'm surprised you don't feel up to it. Planet Tyranter. Welcome to the briefing. Be careful out there.
My favorite kind, blow up planet. Blow it up.
You can put one weapon in each bay. Decoy. Cruise bomb. Mines.
We never even find out if there's Pernician civilians. We just destroy the planet.
3, 2.
Blow it all up!
Good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Rapid fire.
Fucking hate those things. Fucking submarine, really? Am I the baddies? Am I like the UFO aliens? And they're like low tech humans? Wouldn't that be the twist? If Pernicians are just what we call humans?
Rapid fire. Access code found.
This must be why UAPs hide underwater on Earth too. We have submarines, but they're slow. Our ability to interdict bogies underwater is relatively limited.
Shields low. Shields low. Shields low. Shields low. Shields low.
Are we canonically dead now?
Mapping.
I'll be fucking 90 on my deathbed and still remember Vegeta and Piccolo bumming on that rock. It's a good thing they stay dead. Seems like you also get your health back a little bit if you kill an amoeba while they're still attached. Has that ever been a twist in a game like this, where you think you're humans the whole game, and then at the end it's revealed that you were aliens fighting future humans? That's why you both had high-tech ships. Those little grappler ships are like the government. Eventually they run out of shit to take. You know, with the ship frame rate fixed, these flat shaded polygons have a really interesting aesthetic to them. What does that do, Cloak?
Enhanced scanning.
Oh.
Countdown initiated.
Well,
Welcome back. thrill.
Still counts. We just lost a man.
Welcome to the briefing room. Be careful out there. Load weapons onto your War Griffon. You can put one weapon in each bay. War Griffon ready for launch. Stand by. 3, 2, 1, launch. Approaching target.
Good luck. Enhanced scanning. Access code found.
90s Techno's Kino. Reminds me of the Unreal 1 soundtrack.
Access code found.
It's relaxing too. All their good games are the same formula. Almost. It's just a cool vehicle and missions where you destroy stuff or protect stuff. Iron Soldier is basically the same game as Hover Strike, which is basically the same game as Battlemorph. It's like they homed in on a formula they could do a good job of, and they were like, every game has to be this formula.
Shields low. Shields low. Rapid fire. Shields low. Shields low.
I flew here from space, right? Why can't I go over mountains?
Let's go home.
Kino, Kino, Kino. I think that's enough for tonight. We'll do Madvent calendar.
Planet Raisin.
For up to me, we just play Battlemorph all night. Nobody wants to see that. He got a little Santa hat! He's so festive. Very frankly, fixing Jaguar hardware, supplying the best games as launch games, although they have to be retooled, so I would need the source code. And basically fixing Atari's entire history from the 2600 onward is a lot of what I would do with the time machine, and prevent atrocities, and both. I can do both. I've thought about this a lot, though. And everybody thinks about saving Sega. No one thinks about poor Atari. I'd make sure the 7800 came out with a Poke Sound chip in 1984, which is when it was originally planned to come out, with the CX78 controller that looks like a Nintendo gamepad. I would make sure I provide them with Ricky and Vicky and Bentley Bear's Crystal Quest as launch titles, as well as any other good homebrew there happens to be. There's a couple good ones. That would put them in a better situation. I'd also change the Jaguar marketing to not be so heavily reliant on bits and imitating Sega. Theirs was not. POV Kino train ride. Kino Kino. Wait, Ghost Cannibal, is that a ghost that eats other ghosts? That one can suck my dick. What I did today, I got plasma sucked out of me. I got the suck. It wiped me the fuck out. I ate a big meal afterwards. From a cafe I've never been to. I had a Reuben. I have a Reuben every time I go into any unfamiliar cafe. Oh no, it's this one again. I'll come back and finish these, but probably off stream. Sticking to one game long enough to beat it is not good streaming.
It's snowing really hard out there. I wasn't sure I'd make it, so you're welcome.
You're right, sorry. Thanks for coming to stay with me.
Anything for my best friend. Now that I'm here, what do you want to do?
There's no one else in the whole dorm, so we could do anything. We could go up to
Even
the
lesbian
snack machine to get
sex.
some chips.
I'm not really hungry.
Could watch a movie?
No.
You're boring.
I was thinking about when we were younger and had sleepovers. You always told the best scary stories.
I learned them all from my older brother.
That's the perk from having an older brother.
Well, you thought there were a lot of perks from that.
Look, I know he's off limits. He's your brother. Did he ever tell you about the click-clack?
What's that?
Not what, who? All the best scary stories are about the click-clack.
Sorry, he didn't.
Do you have any more that Jason told you that I haven't heard? Ah.
It's cool. This has happened before.
What's with this
I know what
aspect
the
ratio?
is.
The text is off screen. Just watch me take a fat, salty shit. I can go inside of her skull. Oh, what the fuck is that? What is that? Is that her brain? She's the ghost. That's the twist. So anyway, wipe me the fuck out like it always does. Part of it's because they warn you before you go in to have the procedure done to eat a big meal, and I couldn't do that because I woke up at 4 a.m. yesterday, this morning, and I couldn't find anywhere to eat. There's nothing in my fridge I wanted to eat, and there wasn't anywhere to eat on the way. I had to eat afterwards, which was dangerous. That was irresponsible. I could have passed out while driving. Yeah? Yeah? That's my Riz. You're witnessing the ham Riz. This is 100% of my game. Huh? 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 Now walk straight through her. Always walk straight through them. They can't resist it. Look at these Gurad shaded walls. Jaguar lives. Oh, Kino. Alright, I can't do anything. Can't sit on the couch. Can I? Can I talk to you? You? Can't talk to her. I can't shit. I can't play the PlayStation. What dorm has a Christmas tree? Cool tree though, it's just a bunch of identically shaped. They could have shrunk them. Like, he could have made each one slightly smaller than the one above it. Is that too much effort after custom modeling and animating a human character? Not me, though, apparently. Spooky ghosts, leave this place!
You want to hear one of the stories?
Sure.
This happened to a friend of a friend. We'll call him Mark. He went camping with his family. This was the first year they trusted him to be in his own tent, and his younger brother Anthony tagged along. His brother was scared of being alone in the tent, but was excited to have Mark taking care of him. The sun set so late that night that when they both crawled into their sleeping bags, they instantly fell asleep. A few hours later, Mark woke up, really needing to go to the bathroom. He turned on the small camping light they had, but left it in case Anthony woke up alone in the dark. Mark quietly left the tent, zipping the flap up behind him. He walked far enough away that all he could see from the tent was a small glow. As he was peeing, he heard someone walking up behind him, small footsteps. He finished up and turned around, his heart beating as quick as bee wings. It was Anthony, who stared at him with a sullen face. "What's wrong, bro?" Mark asked. "There's someone in the tent."
What's wrong,
Anthony
bro?
whispered back, grabbing Mark's hand.
Our daddies
As
taught
Mark
us not
walked
to be
back,
ashamed of
he
our
could still
dicks,
see the
especially since they're
faint
such
glow
good
of the
size and all.
camping light. It made shadows on the wall of the tent, and they moved as if someone were in there. The flap was open a small bit. Anthony gripped Mark's hand tight, and they walked slowly closer. Mark didn't want to wake his parents. This was his first time having this kind of responsibility, and he didn't want to lose their trust. Mark stopped a few feet from the tent and let go of Anthony's hand. "Stay here," he said. Anthony nodded back. Mark grabbed the zipper of the flap and started to unzip it the rest of the way. A small figure faced away from him, clutching Anthony's pillow.
Nothing?
The figure turned to look at him.
What am I doing wrong?
And trembled with fear. He felt panic set in as he recognized the creature. In a small, shaky voice, it spoke. "Who were you talking to, big bro?"
That was fine, I guess. It's not as scary as the click-clack.
"What's so scary about the click-clack?"
What it can do to you without you even knowing it's there, the noises it makes, they paralyze you.
"So cover your ears."
That only works when the noises aren't coming from inside you.
Oh, it's her. She's the click-clack. I get it. Their footsteps. The fuck is this dorm? Is this what Britain is really like? Is this a Britain simulator? Where is the Saturn? I would like to play it. Where's the Saturn? Why are they not questioning the snow? Fuck him, Sonic fast! Meow! Why am I so fast? Oh. Oops. Let's give this a chance. Did it save our progress? No.
"I thought you'd never get here."
It's snowing really hard out there. I wasn't sure I'd make it, so you're welcome.
"You're right, sorry. Thanks for coming to stay with me."
Anything for my best friend. Now that I'm here, what do you want to do?
"There's no one else in the whole dorm, so we could do anything. We could go up to the snack machines and get some chips.
I'm not really hungry.
Could watch a movie."
No. I was thinking about when we were younger and had sleepovers. You always told the best scary stories.
"I learned them all from my older brother."
That's the perk from having an older brother.
"Well, you thought there were a lot of perks from that."
Look, I know he's off limits. He's your brother. Did he ever tell you about the click-clack?
"What's that?"
Not what, who? All the best scary stories are about the click-clack.
Sorry, he didn't."
Do you have any more that Jason told you that I haven't heard? Ah,
"It's cool. This has happened before. I know where the breaker is." "You want to hear one of the stories?"
sure.
"This happened to a friend of a friend. We'll call him
Speed
Mark.
run.
He went camping with his family. This was the first year they trusted him to be in his own tent, and his younger brother Anthony tagged along. His brother was scared of being alone in the tent, but was excited to have Mark taking care of him. The sun set so late that night that when they both crawled into their sleeping bags, they instantly fell asleep. A few hours later, Mark woke up, really needing to go to the bathroom. He turned on the small camping light they had, but left it in case Anthony woke up alone in the dark. Mark quietly left the tent, zipping the flap up behind him. He walked far enough away that all he could see from the tent was a small glow. As he was peeing, he heard someone walking up behind him, small footsteps. He finished up and turned around, his heart beating as quick as bee wings. It was Anthony, who stared at him with a sullen face. "What's wrong, bro?" Mark asked. "There's someone in the tent," Anthony whispered back, grabbing Mark's hand. As Mark walked back, he could still see the faint glow of the camping light. It made shadows on the wall of the tent, and they moved as if someone were in there. The flap was open a small bit. Anthony gripped Mark's hand tight, and they walked slowly closer. Mark didn't want to wake his parents. This was his first time having this kind of responsibility, and he didn't want to lose their trust. Mark stopped a few feet from the tent and let go of Anthony's hand. "Stay here," he said. Anthony nodded back. Mark grabbed the zipper of the flap and started to unzip it the rest of the way. A small figure faced away from him, clutching Anthony's pillow. The figure turned to look at him, and it trembled with fear. He felt panic set in as he recognized the creature. In a small, shaky voice, it spoke. "Who are you talking to, big bro?"
That was fine, I guess. It's not as scary as the click-clack.
"What's so scary about the click-clack?"
What it can do to you without you even knowing it's there. The noises it makes. They paralyze you.
"So cover your ears."
That only works when the noises aren't coming from inside you.
It says the two numbers are the Christmas numbers. What are the Christmas numbers? I want to say 12/25, right? December 25th. That's or is it? What are the Christmas numbers? Anyone? What the fuck is the Christmas number? Yeah, it's December 25th. Maybe it's the other way around because British. Oh no, it worked. I can't adjust it anymore. I had a great dream. It's hard to explain. I was on a massive space station. It wasn't built anything like a NASA space station. It was like a resort inside. It was very luxurious. There's like simulated waterfronts and shit, but it was in order to spoof having more space than it had, there were two main pathways, and whichever one you had not been down yet, it would rearrange the interior before you entered it using like Star Trek technology, like replicators and holograms. It would keep you in place, and you would think that you were continuing to explore a larger station. So it could reconfigure itself and make you feel as if the station was boundless. Does that make sense? It was very beautiful. There was like trees and shit. It wasn't like an O'Neill cylinder. The gravity was artificial. I don't mean spin gravity either. I mean gravity just worked whatever the fuck the way it needed to. It There were all different colored leaves. There was sparkling crystal water. There were vehicles, for some reason, nowhere to drive them. There's a tower to climb. I ever tell you I dreamt Mario Wonder, like the premise for it? Like 20 years ago? I dreamt a Mario game on the Atari Jaguar, because of course it would be. And it was just pranks. It was like that Cat Mario game where the shit just fucks with you. But it wasn't as unreasonable. And the pranks were mostly just funny. Like the flag would run away from you and shit like that. Neum! Neum! It was so vivid. It felt so real. It really seemed like it was like something actually happening to me. I could smell and taste and things like that. It's not always that vivid. It depends on how long I've slept and whether I've been sleep deprived. When I'm sleep deprived, I have the wildest dreams. They seem to be richer than usual if I stay up really late and then sleep well into the day. Where the fuck is the... I have a ring. What ring? What ring do you mean? It's... Oh, it looks like a ring. These are bolt cutters. It's just badly modeled. We should be thankful for Madvent. They have single-handedly drastically expanded the number of Christmas-themed games in existence. Here we go. This has got to be it. Neum! You know, get my axe out. That's a funky axe too. You ever dream about games that don't exist?
She was a good child and had a loving mother and father that worked long hours sometimes. She came home from school and neither of her parents were home. They both had to put in an extra shift. She'd have to make her own dinner and clean up the kitchen, but they promised it was going to be worth it, as this meant she could get a new bike for her birthday. Sandra made herself something simple so as to not have too much to clean up and watch TV until bedtime.
Fading Echo.
In the big house.
That's really cool.
As she walked upstairs, she turned off the house lights until all that was left was the one in her room. She decided to do a little sneaky late-night reading. If her parents were home, they would have made her turn off the light and go to bed. She kept her bedroom door open so she could hear when they were coming home. She read for a while and was starting to doze off when she heard the front door open. She quickly turned off her light and rolled away from the door to pretend to sleep. A minute later, someone walked up to her doorway. A chill hung in the air as they entered the room. "Hey kid, you up?" her mom whispered. She touched Sandra's arm, running her cold hand down the length of her cheek and shoulder. Sandra continued to play asleep and her mom left the room. Sandra rolled back over toward the doorway. She could see out into the hallway. The bathroom door was closed, with the light leaking out from beneath the door. A few minutes later, the front door opened again. Quick footfalls ran up the stairs to her room. She tried to roll over quickly, but her dad caught her. He was sweaty, tears running down his face. He didn't even bother to turn on her bedroom light, and so he was shadowed, and his face looked horrifying. "What's wrong?" she asked. Her dad sobbed, almost unable to speak. "Your mother. Something happened on her way home. A bus didn't see her and hit her. She died instantly." Sandra looked deep into her father's face and then past him to the bathroom, where she could see the closed bathroom door, the shadows dancing around the room.
Oh, rocks can break the gray barrier. 479. Strider, you missed earlier. We played some Battlemorph for Jaguar, everyone's favorite. I'm the same way with Jaguar that Olalilia is with Bubsy 3D, especially Battlemorph, but also to a lesser extent some of the other games. Mostly Battlemorph. I just like the aesthetic. 3, 7, 9. Oh. Seven, 9, 5, I believe. I believe. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fuck a guy. Fuck him right in his ass and face. To save the human race. Easy peasy.
That one was a little better than the first one. Still not scary though.
Well, if you don't think my stories are good enough, you tell me one.
You sure? They're really scary.
Oh, the PT.
Yeah, tell me all about this Click-Clack guy then.
The Click-Clack isn't a guy. It's what you're not expecting.
Well, if it's what you're not expecting, wouldn't you expect it then?
Maybe, but you don't. The Click-Clack makes you not pay attention to it. It's familiar, like a smell you remember from childhood.
Is it like any other creature?
No, it's really mundane. Like walking through a doorway and forgetting what you're trying to do.
That doesn't sound scary.
It's not at first, that's what makes it worse. What it can do though, I'm too scared to even describe it. But if you're not scared of it, why don't you tell me another story?
I think I'm out of them.
Okay, tell me about your day then.
I never
Sure.
run out.
There was an alert on campus about a huge storm coming. All the other people in the dorm decided to either drive home since Christmas is coming, and they'd rather leave early in order to miss the storm. I didn't though. I don't really have anywhere else to go since I don't have a car, so I'm waiting for my mom to come pick me up tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
I tried calling any other people I know and no one could come keep me company.
See? You know all of that. You're not thinking. You're letting your brain fill in the gaps.
Wait, what?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bring it, bitch! I'm the Doomslayer. Oh. Steam is the best attempt we have at that. That's really what you're paying for when you buy a Steam Deck over like a ROG Ally or something, is the Steam reconfigurable controls and just the quality of the software. It's not the most powerful. It doesn't need to be, though. Nintendo never had the most powerful hardware either, except for N64. Oh. Well, then why didn't I just do this? What's that new meme game going around? The one with the space people. It's not Amogus. It's like new Amogus. Bad Company. And also Abiotic something. Spooky, spooky. I don't want alien sodomy. Maybe I do, actually. I've got an itch up there I can't reach. If he leaves a couple eggs behind, you know what? Fair dinkum. It's a win-win. He gets what he wants, I get what I want. I will too, and we'll play it together. Short talk. I haven't enjoyed playing a multiplayer game for a long time. There we go. 2056. Huh. I can see that. Uh-oh. Oh. $20.56. Nope. I'm glad we stuck to that last one. There turned out to be something of a payoff. As it slowly dawns on you, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be her. She's the monster. Boogity boo. Any of y'all want to hear what I've been writing lately, or are y'all gonna bail if I start reading? I've never heard of that. Let me take a look at it. I've been looking at Air Twister. This is a new Planet Harrier, or Space Harrier by Yoshinaka. Which is also what Asura the Striker is, so we got two of those now. It's not loading. Very positive is what it says. I'm adding this to my wish list. If I don't like it, I can always return it. I played a couple of these I didn't like the one by the Broken Reality dev, which it pains me to admit I didn't enjoy. This is a Air Twister. It looks a little bit basic. The main gameplay loop is basic, but the complexity comes from all the shit you do between levels. It's also not as fast. But we got to Sir the Striker for that. I'm glad that we finally reached the stage in nostalgia baiting that they're bringing back forward-scrolling shooters. I guess I'll take it off my wish list then, fine. You get cosmetics, you got different weapons, you got stuff you can buy from the shop. The cool part about it is that the musician that Yoshinaka originally imitated for the Space Harrier soundtrack actually came to do the soundtrack on this one, so someone he looked up to, he moved up in the world enough to collaborate with him directly. That did my heart a little bit good. A wooden submarine. You got me. Welcome to the Fantasy Zone. Get ready for romance, whether you like it or not. I'm gonna put that one. Oh, it's one of these. So the plasma places are doing cash bonuses for people that they want to bring back in who have donated a lot recently. I guess who have good attributes, like no needle marks and whatnot. They're giving $30 the first time, $20 the second. It's normally $50, so that's $80 and then $70, plus $25 this time because I had some points saved up, and you can trade the points for cash. They have a loyalty points program where once you have enough points, you can just withdraw it directly to the card as fast cash. I find this a lot less objectionable a way to make money than flipping burgers was. Oh yeah, this character is from the last, was it Madvent or was it Dread X, where she was stuck in time in a mall arcade that had been frozen since 1980 or 70 or 80 something, and she has not played any of the new games. So they kept her and they remembered her backstory. So now she's catching up on the entire history of games from while she was stuck in that time warp. These feel like VR chat maps a lot. Man, that is a vibe. That is certifiable mood. I can't jump. God damn it, a white in every game. Oh man. They're coming hot and heavy with the moods. They're all still Unity. Some of them were Godot this time. Oh no, this is... Nope. No, this is... Well, I'm an American, so if I'm getting up for a glass of water at night, I'm going to bring my shotgun with me. Master Blaster 1000. Only 1000? You won't be able to stop the demons with that. I'm a child. I'm a wee burrito. Why do I have a gun? Is it a fake gun? Is the big scary twist that I walk in on my parents fucking and learn what sex is? I think we all did that at one point. I still try to forget that picture. That's the true horror. Can't even reach it. I can't get the I don't even want bathroom water. I want the good kitchen water. I won't drink bathroom water. I won't. I guess I have to. This used to be a proper country. Well, little boys like me could get kitchen water. They didn't have to drink stanky bathroom water. Oh. You're gone. Probably for the best. That was terrible. My goodness. How about that? Does this one not support windowed full screen? Doesn't. Touching us the staff. Am I in like a Danish prison? Or a mental hospital or an old folks home? Where am I? Colpo area. Spaghetti trees. In Italy. Muscular pain. Pick up the children list. Oh, it's a drawing tablet. It's a nice drawing tablet. Can you imagine being somebody in like 2020 or 2021 who bought one of those $10,000 drawing tablets only for AI to come out the next year? I would shit. I mean, I shit anyway, but like aggressively. Oh. What is going on? The HEV suit, hazardous environment system. What is this? What am I doing? I don't like this. I got a weird feeling. I don't like this. I got bad vibes. What am I doing? Who am I? Yes. Oh yeah, they elected a libertarian. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It's fucking Argentinian Bioshock now. I've seen that. They can also make a 3D model from a single picture. Excuse me. Where am I? What is this place? Why is this so hellish? What is this hellscape? Is this Death Stranding Christmas? This is Death Stranding Christmas. Hello? I'm a little British child. Oh ho ho, Merry Christmas. This is Santa. Santa? Did you receive my letter? Of course I did. That's why I'm here. Panatone. What's a Panatone? Santa? Yes. Can you wait here? Wait, what was that? What was that? Thank you, Santa. You can have it back now. I don't need these anymore. It was self-defense. What the fuck? Oh, it's an Atari gun. It shoots a big cube. Why am I Santa packing a Glock? Where am I? What is this? What is this hellish world? Children left 4. Well, you know, the greatest gift of all is release from mortal suffering. Yeah, the physics of this game are fucked. I can't push the buttons. Is it up here? Is this a church? Jesus, I'm coming for you. Santa versus Jesus. We always knew it would come down to this. Oh, cool effect. Looks like Cruelty Squad. The fuck? What was that thing? What was that? I'm so uncomfortable right now. Nothing even that scary's happened, just the vibe. It's like G major, the tone as a game. like Painkiller map. What country's annexing? Can this not be World War III? Like, can we have a good World War III where it's like China and Russia, not fucking Argentinian land annexations? This is not the best one, but they can't all be Cario. Remember Cario? What a rich chocolatey game that was. I woke up early this morning. Tried to get the blood out of my head. Cranking up the sound on my hi-fi. Drowning out the screams downstairs. I gotta get that thing, right? Infinite bullets, though. I couldn't kill it. I haven't really tried. I mean, I have been trying, but I haven't hit it a lot of times. I'm not feeling this one. That was a weird one. Which country is it, Strider Gif? Venezuela is trying to take a good chunk of Guyana. Can they just do that? Are we gonna back Guyana now? They'd be playing IRL RimWorld out there. A return was inevitable. Just like you remember it. I ain't remember shit, bro. I don't remember what I ate yesterday. No warmth, not anymore. What draws you back? An offering? Don't be afraid. Oh no! Oh, Venezuela, Guyana's oil rich, I guess. And I'm thinking, what does Venezuela think they are? America? They can't just invade a country for oil. Oh, only endless mode. So we're in a fake world, like the elevator urban legend world. Oh, that's all there is to it. This fucking sucks. Slim pickings this time. Oh, that one doesn't. That doesn't work. Oh, it's one of these. Okay. Oh, or Northern Lights. I always wanted to see the Northern Lights. Never have. This is the last stop. Thank you for coming along. It means a lot to have everyone here with me. There are a lot of great games this year. I'm glad I tagged along for the ride. Were there great games, really? Some of them were okay. What fun this has been. I'm sad it's almost over. Madvent is over. Feels like it just started. I should go back and actually beat some of the games then. I just wanted to sample what they had. That's a cruise ship. There's got to be a hidden one. I bet you unlock them by beating the games. We did beat most of these. Maybe I need to beat the first one. Or won't let me play it. Play this one? Did I play this? I did. Okay. Alright, well that's Madvent. We'll come back to this. We haven't played Under the Waves in a while. Frankly, I feel like more Battlemorph though, before we do that. Because Under the Waves is kind of heavy. Brack loves Atari! And Hamdad loves him some Battlemorph.
Welcome to the Battle
Cruiser Sutherland.
Planet Acris. Welcome to the briefing room. Be careful out there.
It's another destroy this unique asset. What do you think is going to happen? South America seems to be popping off. What's good? Ash.
Good
Oh,
luck.
Hail Hydra. Oh, thank you. What a stalwart supporter. What's happening in South? What if South America had like a continental war, like not a world war, but a war confined to South America, and everyone else was like, let's just stay out of this and see where it goes. Draw distance still crappy. Wonder what the possibility of remasters is. There's a lot of games like Doom. 32X Doom got a remaster. Jaguar Doom's getting a remaster that fixes the audio. Maybe they can go back in and further optimize the frame rates. So it's like it is on the emulator, maybe. The heart wants what it wants, and sometimes it wants weird, foolish things. I guess we're about due for that then. Maybe Cyberpunk was actually a prophecy. I hope not. Take a hint. Power a teleporter. Destroy the fuel dump. This control's so unlike a flight simulator. Like, I can go like this, up and down, but I stay parallel to the horizon. It's completely wrong. But it kind of works. Ow. Fuck. I lost a lot of health. Can I recover? I call this the Virtua aesthetic, like Virtua Racing.
Enhanced scanning.
I have a soft spot for it. This did look better than Star Fox. Star Fox didn't have Gurad shading. It wasn't open world. If you ever played Starfighter on 3DO, that blows this out of the water though. Starfighter on 3DO is one of the few truly awesome games on 3DO. It's really ambitious. I should emulate it. You could fly seamlessly between space and planetary surfaces in a 1993 space game. And you could also alter the terrain. The terrain was modifiable in real time by certain weapons. You could like convert terrain into lava. Y'all ever heard of Starfighter 3DO? That was one of the few games where if I bought a 3DO for $700 in '93, I would have been like, I'm not stupid. This was actually a good choice. Might have come out later. I don't think it was a launch title, actually. It might have been 94, 95. That, I would have felt totally vindicated by that. I would have been like, you know what? This is actually a good machine. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Wait. Wait. Here we go. Are you not impressed? Even PS1 doesn't have a game that can do this. If you didn't tell me, I would have assumed this was a PS1 game. How did they get so much performance out of it? Because 3DO struggled to do reasonable texture map 3D. I want to say part of the secret sauce is that that's a Mode 7 style ground plane, and it's not polygons entirely. The polygons are just the hills. I don't know that for sure, though. You should be impressed. That's really hard to do. 3DO had like a... I don't want to... It had a slow CPU. It was not really that great, but for 93 it was. For 93 it was cutting edge. It was better than Jaguar by quite a bit. Which is an inconvenient issue for Atari, because they told everybody they had a 64-bit console, and then 3DO, one of the weaker 32-bit machines, outshines it in every way. You know, every console has good games on it. There's no console ever released that has only bad games. Even CDI. I was reminded a while back that The Apprentice is on CDI, and also so is Burn Cycle. If you ever buy a CDI, God knows why you would do that. But you can fool yourself into thinking it's a good machine if you only ever buy The Apprentice and Burn Cycle. Burn Cycle is a really well done... it's FMV based, but it's not like Choose Your Own Adventure. It's got an environment you can navigate, but the backgrounds are FMV, like Myst, like Riven kind of. But it's set in cyberpunk future. It's loosely based upon Neuromancer. Oh, well. That's 1993 on Hamstream. Forever. Actually, I take that back. I don't want to be in middle school forever. Oh, there's ice.
Shields low. Shields low.
I can't surface. What is going on here? Oh. What compels the fan base to keep supporting Jaguar? I guess it's just that it was such a humiliating, resounding flop that there's a feeling like it can't be allowed to stand. And I guess just fetishistic support for the underdog, the ultimate underdog, wanting to retroactively make this into a great platform, which it was for like 12 games total. Let me show you Burn Cycle. Actually, I gotta substantiate my claim there was actually a good CDI game. I swear, there was one. It was good. So it's a point and click. It's a point and click adventure game, but it's full video for all movement and combat. So again, not just a series of FMVs where it's choose your own adventure like a lot of Sega CD games were. It actually made good use of the FMV to let you navigate the environment like this. See? See the difference? So you really wanted a mouse for this. See how that works? This was basically the only good kind of game you could make on CDI that wasn't 2D. Well, I guess this is technically 2D too.
I'm tracking heavy movement in the tunnels. Lock and load.
Where you get in your flying car and there's a mini game where you shoot turrets that are attacking you trying to take off. Get in here. See, it is video for everything. So it actually makes good use of the system's
Doc
strengths.
lived on the outskirts in his bunker. It was easy to find, but hard to get in.
It's got little 2D sections like this. Isn't
It
that
seemed
clever?
a cold place, but it was here where the money was, and that was all that counted.
Engines started. Shields activated. Warning, shields low. All systems nominal. Subsystems redundancy check. Plasma okay. Fusion check. Navcom okay. Warning, force field error. Control check. Weapons okay. Air attacks error.
See? There's a rail shooter minigame. If you want a grainy 1990s cyberpunk Myst, it's a little bit better because Myst was all still images. Even Riven was mostly still images. This has video transitions for just about everything you do in the game. If there was ever a game that actually made the case for an FMV-centric console, this was it. This did the most and the best that you possibly could with that hardware. The Apprentice was just a 2D platformer. Is there any way up? Don't see any way up. Uh-oh. Uh-huh. They're looting me. Don't take my shit, bro. Don't take my shit. I mean, they're peacefully reappropriating property. Oh shit, those mines really hurt. Wow. PCFX also was FMV centric. They could have made a game like that for PCFX. It would have been fine. PCFX actually got a Resident Evil type game though, using scaled sprites. So it didn't miss out entirely.
Let's go home.
What was the name of that game? There was one game that also made good use of PCFX hardware.
System engaged.
Here it is. It's actually really innovative. Look, it's
As you can see here, it's very similar to a Resident.
it's Resident Evil, but instead of using 3D models for the characters, it uses scaled sprites because that's what it's capable of. Which is really smart. It works perfectly fine. It's like the prototypes for GBA Resident Evil, or I guess GBC. I don't know if that's even really scaled. It might not be. It might be using different versions of the sprite for different distances. You'd have to do that with all the characters, though. It can't be right. This is a recurring theme, though. The best games on any platform are often the ones that make the best use of the hardware, that don't try to push it and make it do stuff that it's not capable of. Look at them cheeks. There's some anime cheeks. Like, the worst games on Jaguar were the ones that tried to... that misunderstood what the Jaguar was, and tried to make it do things it was never really designed for. Like fully texture mapped 3D games. And the best games were the ones that worked within its limitations. Likewise, the best CDI game was the one that worked within the CDI's limitations to do as much as it could with the strengths. It played to the strengths of the system instead of trying to force it to be something it wasn't. There's probably a message in there for all of us about playing to our own strengths and not being someone that we're not. Cool, right? An actual good PCFX exclusive that isn't just Aerogay or a shmup. PCFX had some really dubious games for otaku. They were strictly targeting otaku. I'm not surprised nobody trusted them after the super effects, though. Or the super graphics. Because if you release a console where it's $400 in 1992 money, and then the only improvement it has over the base console that you already own is parallax scrolling, it's going to lose a lot of trust. And the PCFX also was a very meager hardware improvement. It basically didn't do anything the PCFX couldn't do, except for more colors and better FMV, like at all FMV. It was really good at video, and it had better colors. That was it, though. So yeah, anime Resident Evil. How about that? It does look like it's actually not scaling sprites, though. That's a disappointment. In the future, everyone's anime girls, and we all walk around in bathing suits. A true utopia. Mini disc. Look at this. It's the future, so there's mini discs. Because of course there fucking are. Anyway. So it just goes to show, whatever you choose to collect for, there's always going to be at least one good game on it.
Welcome to the briefing room. Be careful out there. Load weapons onto your war griffon. You can put one weapon in each bay.
I've never used the weapons. I think I need the number pad for that.
Good luck.
Use the red key before diving. Oh, it's not gonna... That dog won't hunt. I need rapid fire. There we go.
Rapid fire.
I'm gonna conserve the power up in case I die. almost didn't do what I said. So Jaguar had one up on PCFX and CDI. It wasn't the absolute worst console of that generation. It could do 3D. It wasn't really meant to, but it was designed to be a better Super Nintendo. So they were looking at Super FX games and be like, we just need to do better than this. Like Super FX games that look better and run better without a chip. That's the danger in skating to where the puck is, not where it's going to be. Sega did the same thing. They were always chasing after what Nintendo had just recently done instead of anticipating their next move. The Saturn hardware was in many respects just a steroid Super Nintendo. That had extra 3D power added in a panic at the last minute. Well, that's what I've heard. I don't know how true that is, because after all, the 32X also had two SH2s, didn't it?
Access code found.
Okay, so we got the blue. Key, the blue dome. Oh, there's the red key.
Access code found.
We got one of the weapon fragments.
Weapon fragment.
Look at this. Now, if I was a little boy, a ham lad, in 93, and if I knew PS1 was coming out in 95, I want to say, probably I would have been like, no, I don't want this. Of course, I didn't know that. I didn't know what was on the horizon. And this was much cheaper, which is important for someone buying games on allowance. I couldn't afford many games anyway. This was just because of my specific situation. It was never a problem for me. The Jaguar had so few good games because I could only afford a few. I feel like a mother of a murderer defending their son in court.
Shields.
He's a good boy. He's getting his life back on track. He's going to church. He didn't do nothing. The Jaguar is a console only a mother could love, or I guess an autist in this case. I like it for the same reason I like PC Engine's CD, because it's a really unique, it's a product of its time in a big way. PC Engine CD was the only 8-bit CD-based system, and it was the only CD-based system that didn't have FMV on it. It was unique because of the circumstances and the time period in which it was released. Jaguar, likewise, was the only console that focused primarily on flat-shaded graphics, other than, I guess, 32X. Because that's what it could do, and there was a wrong assumption based on arcade games that there was going to be a generation during which 3D graphics were not texture mapped. And that didn't turn out to be the case. I have a lot of fond memories of playing flat-shaded arcade games, so like Wing War, or Virtual Racer, or Cyber Sled. Where the fuck are the domes?
Shields low.
Was there anything here?
Shields low.
This fucking annihilated tree.
Shields low.
Oh, here we go. Am I in piss? I'm in piss right now. It was yellow, right?
Shields low. Shields low.
It's gamer girl pee.
Shields low.
That was a tough one.
Shields
Is that a
low.
big dick baller submarine that's different from the usual one?
Let's go home.
Oh, if I can make it home without being killed, I will. It is piss, look! That is totally piss. The sacrifices I make to beat the Pernitions.
Approaching the settlement. Recovery system engaged. All crews stand by. Welcome back. You have
Fragments
found a
are for a
weapon
heat-based weapon. Only 2 more parts I needed. Oh, it unlocks a new weapon for the ship.
Planet Raven.
It's not just a MacGuffin.
Darnell. Welcome.
Another detonator mission. Hot damn. There's enough variety that's, I think, frankly, pretty neat. There's a lot going on here.
War Griffon ready for launch.
Imagine being a dupe who buys the Jaguar CD.
2, 1.
It would be a really comforting game to have like one really good game for it. Like, look, I'm not an idiot. It is a good purchase.
Luck.
It had the virtual light machine and it had Battlemorph, and that's all you needed. What the fuck is happening here? Why is this building hovering? Why are both those buildings hovering? I don't think that's supposed to happen. I think it's incorrect emulation.
Rapid fire.
Fuck you. Part of the problem was there weren't really a lot of good 3D games to adapt prior to ones that developed originally for PS1 or Saturn. Like Jaguar's upcoming games list that of titles that got canceled was stuff like Alone in the Dark, like the first one. That was not a great game. It was a period in which the first 3D games were being made to begin with, so there wasn't a lot of material just to port. I'm under the ice. What a cozy little habitat network under the ice. I don't have the heart to shoot it. This ain't even rendering on the full screen either. Look at the size of the HUD. This is as big as they could possibly make the HUD defensively. Oh, submarines. Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. Am I still under ice? No, yes I am. Can't surface. Is this a purely underwater planet? It better fucking not be.
Rapid fire.
Was there anything good in there that I needed? I'm in piss now again. So I'm noticing a theme of color-coded areas with different keys in them.
Access code found.
Do I need the red area for the red key? Oh, I hope not. That's lava. Once again.
Shields low. Shields low. Shields low.
Oh, there's the red key. Oh, bitch titties. I keep the yellow key, though. There weren't really any flat-shaded games. Everybody was temporarily embarrassed Polygon Masters at the time. If there were any flat-shaded games, they were swept under the rug on PS1 because they didn't want to appear weak. Because there were some weak consoles that were cringe. And the most cringe you could be in 1994-95 was still publishing 2D games or flat-shaded polygon games on your 32-bit machine. Did she really say it? She didn't say the thing, did she? She might have. It's extremely less frequent now. Here, I got the color.
Access code.
Get the red key. Can I not surface? I can't. I'm in the piss chamber. How do I get out of here? Three key colors yet? Match key colors to key colors. I need all three? See, this was nothing compared to Starfighter, but it was still really neat. Starfighter was legit good even if it had been on PS1, which it kind of was, but not really. It was a top-tier 32-bit generation game. It just happened to be stuck on a console nobody had. Their problem was they're trying to release a PS1-style console in '93, so of course it was going to be $700. I don't have the blue key yet. There was a key in the blue area? I didn't see shit. I never saw anything. I remember my first classes in community college when I was getting ready to go to university, which is what I guess I say that because people who are not from the U.S. don't call it college. So if anyone's watching from, oh, here we go. This is where the key is. And there was this girl who was like 24 and I was 17, so I probably shouldn't have been flirting with her. And in retrospect, that's why she was always really friendly with me. And flirty, but also really uncomfortable, and I couldn't get any further with her than I did. But she had a Jaguar also, and we bonded over that, and we traded games. I was totally oblivious to the fact that she didn't, I guess, want to be seen making winky bedroom eyes at a lad my age at that time. Poor girl. There it is.
Access code found.
What if she's doing now? If she had been a depraved pervert, though, I could have got my dick wet. a little bit early. That's also the school where I met my first girlfriend, who was my own age. Who was a nice blonde named Jen, and I still have positive memories of her. She's a single mother now. I'm not making this up. I told you about this. She's the one who absolutely had to have black dick at any price, which is a common story. She had to be with a black man because she was fascinated by the narrative she had been told about civil rights and suffrage, and she loved rap and she romanticized black men. And then she married one, and he said, I want to have girlfriends. She said, absolutely not. He said, well, then I'm leaving you with the daughter we already had together. And I'm leaving the country also, so you can't get child support. And she did a shocked Pikachu face because her parents told her that exact thing would happen, but she never believed them because it sounded racist. She's like, that'll never happen.
Countdown initiated.
I mean, it was never guaranteed to happen, but there are reasons for stereotypes.
Shields low.
And she called me 10-15 years later and was like, how are you doing? And you want to get together again and pick up where we left off? Basically, do you want to raise this child with me that the Nigerian fellow left me with? Because my parents don't want to raise him. They're tired of raising him, and I need a man in my life. I need a man to grow some balls and step up and be the real man and the real father that my children need. And I was like, no, well. And she started screaming at me. Women scream at me a lot. Screaming at me about how I only cared if a woman was fuckable. And about how I needed to grow up and be a father. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I hope she's okay though, for the kid's sake. Seemed like a
Planet Raiden. Welcome to the breach.
salvageable situation, depending. We all need forgiveness at some point in our lives, don't we? We all fuck up.
Load weapons onto your war griffon. You can put one.
It's amazing that happened to me, though. I mean, I would consider it like a racist caricature or cartoonist stereotype if it hadn't happened to me in my life. That's literally what happened. Is her parents, who were Polish. She comes from a Polish background. Like, don't get pregnant by a black guy. And don't do that. Don't do it. And she did it. And they're like, don't do it because he's gonna leave you, and then we're gonna have to raise the child. Don't do it. And then she did, and that's exactly what happened. That's gotta suck. It's gotta suck to be such a slave to your giny tingles that you will choose a man purely based upon whether he makes your giny tingle, and then get stuck in a marriage with a child with a dude that is abusive because you passed. I mean, this sounds like incel nonsense, but I mean, they're not completely wrong about everything. It's not every woman, but it is some. It is it's very cynical to assume that this is what happens all the time. It doesn't happen all the time. I guess men aren't really any better. We also chase after women that we find sexually exciting primarily, don't we? That's not our only criteria, but it is a major. It is a big one. There you go. It made me rethink my criteria. I should prioritize other things besides beauty first. I learn really effectively from what not to do from people who make mistakes. Like, I shouldn't be that way. I should try to find someone who's a good partner and a good friend, primarily. And then, if they're attractive enough that I can kiss them with my eyes open, that's the other important thing. Right? Attractiveness is not like the paramount priority. It's a nice to have. And it's a threshold. If you meet the threshold, then that's the box ticked off. You check the box. If you're attractive enough that I can kiss you and not throw up. That's a reasonable standard, I feel.
Access code found.
That was not my priority as a 17-year-old, though. My 17-year-old priorities were get my dick wet with hot, skinny chicks with big titties.
Rapid fire.
I deserve what I got for that. I can't be a hypocrite and pretend like I was any better. I was not any better in my youth, but I did mature out of it. I think there are a lot of people who only mature as far as society forces them to. Like, if there are consequences to not maturing. I think that's why a lot of boomers are kind of childish. Because they lived in a world that was made for them and it was really where life was easy. So a lot of boomers are kind of childish narcissists. To hear their children tell it. That's not the way to be, is it? You should voluntarily try to improve yourself, even if the world doesn't require it. Same here, same here. Also, isn't it funny how unreasonable as a standard TikTok and Twitter make that out to be? Like, they blow the fuck up at men who are like, just don't be fat. Like, it's impossible not to be fat. Like, it's at all difficult not to be fat. Like, that's a hard thing to do. I manage it. I just go to the gym. I eat less when I'm putting on weight, and I go to the gym more. Is it really just such a hard thing to have some discipline? Then again, there are women who are super fucking fit. They do have discipline. And the thing about working out is that you only need discipline initially. Eventually it starts releasing endorphins and becomes addictive. They expect a fucking medal for it, though. If they're a reasonably attractive, fit woman, they're Then again, they earned it, I guess. If you put in the work, you earn the benefits. But there seems to be a double standard where it's just expected of men to be shredded. Just because it's easier for us, I guess, to motivate ourselves to work out. I guess muscle also burns fat. God, I got fucked by the, whatever those little grabblers are. I got really fucked by them. I've got such low health now. Yep, nope. There we go. I get to keep the key, though, thank God. This would be a very frustrating game, otherwise. There's a force field. I'm starting to think seriously about giving up. Every good-looking woman in my age range on online dating is a single mother, and loses interest in me very rapidly when I tell them what my finances are like. The primary attractive quality men can have in my age range is apparently just stable income to be a provider. I can barely provide for myself. That'll change in a hurry if ever I get on the Netflix gravy train. But if I could just blow up as an author and sell some scripts, that would change my life overnight. I don't really want to be that to someone, though. I don't aspire to be a piggy bank. I was watching this video. There's this murderer, a family annihilator, who made a video diary of his thought process. He went out in the woods and built a bunker to hide from the cops after he did it. He didn't need to kill his family. I don't understand why he did that. He could have just gone out for cigarettes and never come back, and then lived in his bunker. But he didn't. His reasoning was that he didn't want them to not be taken care of. But so I guess he figured they'd rather die. Bastard. I'm glad that he shot himself underground, but his thought process was eerily familiar. Just that he had done everything that society asked of from him, and he'd gotten an incredibly boring, unfulfilling life as a result. Doing the job that he could get, living in the trailer park with the woman that he could get. It made me reevaluate, like, if that's the end of that road, is that what I want? Maybe I would have a happier life just being on my own and working for my own benefit. Which sounds like a terribly hollow, selfish life.
Weapon fragment.
But at the same time, I have a lot of experience living that way and being mostly happy. You know the guy I mean? This was in 2012. I want to say Georgia or some shit. It's a cowardly thing to do. It was kind of bone-chilling, though. It was basically the same rationale as the guy from Falling Down, which is I did everything that was asked of me. I did what I was told, and the prize is to be to be parasitized by a wife that doesn't love me. His wife was also. She told a story about how she didn't find him attractive. And her girlfriend was, at the time, her friend who was a girl, was like, you need to be thinking about marriage and finding a good provider if you want to have kids. So you need to get with him or you'll regret it. And so she decided to overcome her non-attraction for the good of the family she wanted to start. And I was astonished because she wasn't really that good looking. She was like roughly his equivalent, and she still felt she was settling. It's really a black pill. That whoever you wind up with is going to think they're settling no matter what. Oh, that actually happened in this story too. He's rigged bombs in his trailer to destroy the evidence, but it didn't destroy everything. They were able to recover the hard drives. Arlington, Virginia. Nothing of value was lost. Unless there were lives lost, in which case there was something of value. Probably a meth lab. It's just really sobering seeing someone who's gone where I could go saying it's not worth it and I'm not happy. All the things I wanted to do with my life cost money, and that money had to go to raising my kid and keeping my wife happy, and she spends all my fucking income. And thinking, is this what I want? Is the kind of woman I could get at my age, which is a single mother, worth having nothing for myself so that I can raise another man's children? am I really able to love another person again? It might be worth it if I could feel romantic love, but I don't know if I can. Sorry if this is TMI.
Shields
I feel very strongly I already had my chance and I blew it. I blew a bunch of chances.
Shields low.
Just by being autistic. That,
Shields low.
there's no one I can meet
Shields
now
low.
who I would be willing to slave away for decades of my life supporting, and I consider that worth it. I would much rather just try to make it as a creative and try to make a bundle of money and enjoy life on my own and buy expensive, beautiful machinery. Like, I want a Cybertruck at some point. If I were to start a family, there would be no way of ever having a Cybertruck. I think I would rather have a Cybertruck than a family, and an Aptera. Is that bad? Is that consumerist? Is that materialist?
Shields low.
Am I a bad person? I do think you have a responsibility once you have started a family to stick around and commit to that. So you have to really think hard before you do it, whether that's actually what you want and if it's going to make you happy. I can't say yes to that and be sure of it. So the responsible thing would be not to entangle my life with other people's on a commitment that's going to just make me miserable. What's that mean? Dink it up. I don't know what that means. You make a lot of references I don't understand. Where the fuck is the fourth weapon fragment? I don't think I've seen any hints.
Shields low.
I guess so. I can't do that. To get dual income, no kids, I would either have to... I'd have to meet a woman in my age range who's a good earner, who doesn't already have children, which is impossible. Every attractive woman in my age range already has children, or if she doesn't have them, it's because she's an OnlyFans model and doesn't have any use for a broke man. Because they're not really romantically driven, they're more pragmatic and materialist even than I am. I don't want to start something that I can't finish. I don't want to... It feels unethical to involve myself in the life of like a child. And then if I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to stick around for that. It's better just to not start, right? If you can't finish it, then don't start it. I would like to have a son, but I'd also prefer to be able to afford a son. It would completely ruin my life now if I had one. I'd be completely financially destroyed. I'm barely hanging on as it is. I really need to make my writing work. I've put everything I had into my writing for the past 11 years. And if my writing goes nowhere, then my life is going nowhere. Which means I need to do something other than write books with the writing. I need to... Not enough people buy books who aren't just horny postmenopausal middle-aged women who read smut about men other than their husband. I think the worst thing I could have done would have been to rush into a relationship and rush into starting a family just because I have the need to not be alone, because I don't want to be lonely and I want to be loved, which is ultimately also a selfish impulse, only to discover halfway through it that I don't love my family. I don't really want that life. because by that point there's already a kid to take care of. At that point, what you want no longer matters as much as what's good for the kid.
Shields low.
And you're kind of that's how you get stuck. That's how you get stuck raising a kid that you need to stick around for, whether or not you love your wife, whether or not this life was what you signed up for. I'm a strange man who gets happiness out of strange things. I don't think I fit into society in the roles already prepared for me. I think I would be a good dad to an autistic boy,
Shields low.
but I think there's other ways that I could benefit the next generation of autists. I don't think I could mentor anybody, because to mentor you need to be more successful than they are, and I'm not a success yet. I do believe in my potential to be successful. I do believe that if I can figure out a way to package my writing, I think the vector I'm looking at now is AI videos, using my writing as plots and dialogue. Because that seems like something everybody's eager to consume right now. And that because everything's going to be AI generated anyway, the visuals won't be the distinguishing factor in the quality between one and the next. It'll be the quality of the writing and the concepts. So if I can make movies using AI, and also horror movies work really well with a surreal, dreamlike style of AI. Where the fuck is the last... I don't know if I've found any hints either. Have there been any hints I've overlooked? Where the... No kids, or at least 3. Huh. I gotta meet the no kids ones. I really would like a son. I really would. I think I could really do a lot of good in the world raising a son, but I would need money for that. For money, I would have needed to do what my dad told me to do, which is to become an engineer. For which I would have had to stay on Ritalin instead of going off of it. I think I could trace a lot of how my life turned out to not to going off of Ritalin, which made performing in school much harder. It made me more creative, but it made me less able to focus on what I'm trying to do. Does that power up a teleporter? I think it does power up a teleporter. What the fuck does that go to? What does that go to? Oh, that's a force field. I don't want that. But then I look at my future the way that it is, if nothing ever takes off from me, and it's also sad. Yeah, I would want one kid. I would want one boy. I'd be really disappointed if I got a girl. Because I would want to share things in common with my son. I think I could be a good autist dad. But I don't know how any marriage works out with when basically any woman you marry is always going to be thinking in the back of her mind she could have done better. That doesn't seem like the basis for fruitful romantic love. Ah, here we go. Have I been down here? I don't believe I have yet.
Shields low.
Could you not? Dude, could you not? Oh, there it is. Isn't that it? It is 4.
Let's go home.
Thank God, that's the last one.
Shields low. Shields low.
I just got to get back and not die.
Approaching the Sutherland. Recovery system.
Now think about how I would be able to do any of the things I enjoy. When would I find time for writing if I was raising a kid? No. I couldn't be selfish about that anymore. I would have to make huge sacrifices. I still want to, but I don't. My ideal, the only situation where it would be worth it would be if I was really in love with a beautiful woman who was going to give me an autistic son, and I had money and enough money and time and energy to dedicate myself as a father.
Welcome to the briefing room.
I don't know what that is. I'm gonna kill it though.
Spirit. Load weapons onto your war gripper. You can put one incinerator.
I'd sure love to use that weapon. I don't know how to do it though.
Gripper.
We got a boss battle here.
Ammo low. Shields low. Shields low. Shields low. Shields low.
Hang on. I don't see any healing pools.
Shields low.
There we go. The Energon Cube!
Let's go home.
Maybe this is not happy endings for some people. Maybe that's just my life.
Approaching the Sutherland.
If I'd stayed on... They say don't do drugs, kids. You'll crash and burn in life. I should have done drugs. I should have stayed on drugs. Ritalin specifically. Look how it worked out not doing drugs.
There's still another permission cluster out there waiting for us.
So wait, the Pernitions destroyed every carrier except for this one, and we've been whipping their asses, wiping the floor with them with one carrier and one ship. Well, I guess I've lost a couple by now.
Lubrique
Lubriki.
Welcome to the briefing room. Assure you can handle it. An hour, mate.
We should do some Under the Waves. We've done enough Battlemorph for tonight. Great game though. I love that fucking game. How could I stream if I had a family? I guess Short Talk does it. Would I just find time? The real problem has just been finding my equivalent, which is a woman in my same BMI and age range who does not feel that she deserves dramatically better than me. The exchange rate is way the fuck off. And I mean by objective measures. Like, the women who show interest in me are ogres. It's alarming. And the women who I should be able to get with, who are on the same level as me, by objective measures, like BMI, height, weight, income, BMI, attractiveness, general attractiveness, have been led to believe by social media that whoever they can attract for sex is also the tier of man they can attract for starting a family, which is not the case, and that's a hard lesson. I also had a friendship go sour recently with someone I dated one time, and I actually didn't know what was going to happen to her.
Bloody drones dropped the delivery.
She was really, really into Asian men. She really, really, really wanted an Asian man. And she got, like, the most mediocre one possible. He's like a chubby... He was built like a barrel. I want to say he's Korean. She just really wanted to be with an Asian boyfriend because, I think, BTS. And she got him, and he was a horrible sadist. Like, he did fucked up things. Her friends affirmed her story that he would break into her apartment, he would beat her, he would stalk her, he would threaten to kill her. And afterwards, she's like, don't you hold this over me and say that you knew that was going to happen. To be fair, I didn't. I only ever said I was happy for her. That I hope she found happiness with someone else. But it turned out to be extremely the opposite. I've been privy firsthand, like in the front row seat, to a lot of disasters like that, where people I know destroy themselves because of their libido. Because they want a particular kind of coom, and they'll do anything to get it, and they do anything to get it, and it costs them everything.
What? The whole hive has been acting strangely recently. Failures, blackouts, now this. You'll have to grab the blueprints yourself. I've set a waypoint.
Am I transmitting?
Why am I even down here? I should be with Emma. I left her up there. Hello, the deal with her. Stupid. Stupid, stupid. Should have taken another road. If I'd put her in the other seat. Even. Why can't I deal with it? Why can't I? She's gone. It's Dad. She's gone. And you're losing Emma.
Oh, they have two different voice tracks depending on if you're in air or water. That's really clever. I gotta hand it to them. I love when games do that. Like in R-Type Delta, where the music changes when you're underwater. Battlemorph also does that. Take a call to Tim. Recover the laser blueprint. Answer Tim's call. Stay safe. Call Tim. I can't call him. You want to force him to drink some more coffees? That seems to be the best part of this game. Looks like a Fallout dweller. Any of y'all gonna watch that Amazon Fallout series? After how they massacred Halo? Halo Season 2 is out, too. I'm not going to watch that either. You ever drink You ever eat cereal in coffee? I wonder if that's any good. Seems like more efficient time management. Coffee often has milk in it, after all. Drink the coffee, bitch! You too good for your coffee? It's the nectar, the life source. Can I not get the Chivo again? Is it like a one-time thing? I used to be able to drink so much coffee as a teenager. Now if I have 2 of them, I'm fucked up all day. Oh! Something fucked me up all day. You ever have something go wrong and it makes you angry at a low level, like a background level of persistent anger all day? You just stay angry until you sleep. And only sleep makes the anger go away. After donating plasma, I was trying to get money off the card, because there's a way to get money off the card at Fred Meyer's that avoids the fees. But the girl at the counter didn't know how to do that. She only knew how to do it with a $3.50 fee, which completely obviates the advantage of going to Fred Meyer's to do it. So I'm like, fine, just do it. And she added $3.50 to the amount that was on the card and charged that to the card, and it came back with 0 balance, because I know from prior experience that's an error code. When you try to overcharge it, it says no balance. But she didn't know that, so she thought there was nothing on the card. And when I said, here's what you do, you subtract the $3.50 from the amount that I told you, and then the result of that equation, you charge me that amount, because it's going to add the $3.50 to it automatically as the fee. But she couldn't understand what I meant. She kept thinking whenever I said the word subtract, she would shake her head and say, I'm not going to waive the fees. I'm like, I'm not asking you to waive the fee. You don't have to add it manually. What you do is, you subtract. Every time I said subtract, she would be like, no, I'm not waiving the fee. I'm like, I'm not asking you to waive the fee. It sounds like I am, because that's what we talked about first. Delete that from your memory. Forget that we talked about that. This is a new topic. We're having a different conversation now. And she started to get offended that I was talking to her in a patronizing way, but I had to be understood. You understand, right? I mean, it's just charging me the difference between the fee and the amount on the card. Because the machine will add the fee by itself, and then it won't overcharge the card. It'll charge the exact amount.
This, I suppose.
But she ultimately could not understand what I needed to do. So instead of losing my shit, I just said, you can't help me. Goodbye. Have a good day. And I left. She fucking couldn't do the job. I've never been so astonished by another person. That's not true. I have. In a long time, I haven't met someone who couldn't understand, just try as they might, could not understand what I was talking about. Was I the dickhead? I swear I didn't. I never raised my voice. I never used any bad words. I just said, we're not doing that. Here's what you do. I told her what to do, and I was like, just do it. Do this. Just do this math problem. Subtract the fee from this amount, and every time I said that, her brain would reset back to, oh, he's trying to get the fee waived, because that's what I led with. And she couldn't reset her brain. I couldn't just tell her to reset her memory, because people aren't computers. I basically would have either needed to come back on a different day when there was someone other than that person manning the help desk, or what I did in the end was just went to a convenience store, which to my utter shock, the convenience store didn't charge me any fees. It was an Allpoint. Allpoint ATMs don't charge fees, which is the upside. The downside is you can only get out increments of $20. So I couldn't. Actually, that's not the second thing. That's the third thing I did. The second thing I did was try to go to my bank and do it in person, because in person they can get all the money out and they don't charge you fees. But they couldn't do that because there's a machine I didn't know about until today called a cash advance machine that's behind the desk in the back room or some shit. It is crucial for their compatibility with other banks and other cards. And that machine was broken down and they couldn't get it serviced, which is why when I tried to use their ATM, the withdrawal option was grayed out. So that didn't work either. I eventually went to a convenience store and it turned out that's what I should have done the whole fucking time. I've been paying fees on my plasma money this entire time when I didn't need to. The entire time I could have just gone to a fucking convenience store. It ruined my mood. All day I was just a little bit angry. That ever happened to you? Or your mood is just completely shot for the whole day? Funny thing is, she probably told her friends I was the dumb asshole, still thinking that I was asking to waive the fees. And she's like, I can't believe, you wouldn't believe this dumb asshole at work today who couldn't understand that I couldn't waive the fee for him. I guess everybody's a dumb asshole in somebody else's world. I didn't want to ask to see the manager because that would make me Karen. I don't want to be Karen. I didn't want to leave a complaint because I didn't want to endanger her employment. That'd be a very disproportionate means of redressing the situation.
Data intact. Transmitting.
From underground? How? That looks like radio also.
Another plastic bowl.
I'm too hard on this game. This is pretty good in its depictions. They call the fins flippers, but it's what like a 10-year-old kid doing a Discover Scuba course calls them. Also, I never picked up before on the fact that your air is measured as O2. Nobody breathes pure oxygen when scuba diving. I mean, I guess you could, but only down to a certain depth. A very shallow depth. Oh, geodes.
This geode will come in handy.
Where the fuck is my submarine? It's back this way. Oh, more geodes. On the upside, I discovered after an indefensibly large amount of time where the muffin hamster voice comes from. This muffin is looking awfully like a hamster. I think someone put a hamster into this muffin. It's a YouTuber called Chills who does scary video countdowns. And that was just completely unknown to me until yesterday. It's kind of frustrating that he hit upon a voice where he has very mediocre content, but just because he has that voice and it's really memorable, he has millions and millions of followers. Goes to show how important having a funny, memorable voice is. There's also a lot of gaming YouTubers who just have funny accents. Like there's this one who has a Borat accent, which I feel pretty sure is performative. This console only came out in limited quantities. The super graphics was barely a hardware improvement over the regular PC engine.
Geode?
You know what a geode is, fella. You've been collecting them for a while now.
Thank God for internal heating systems.
If only I had it all to do over again, I'd assume a fake accent. It would seem that a funny accent is really crucial to success on YouTube. Or at least an iconic voice. This is very beautiful too. I hope they reuse some of these assets. It'd be a shame if they didn't. I can imagine a modern submarine Titans in an engine like this. Is there anything down here? Looks like there is. No, there isn't. Death. It's hard not to be a little bit mad when you see like OnlyFans chicks hitting golf balls into water like that in that meme for like house money, like 100. Or not house money, like 100 grand. Because it was a request. It's hard not to get disillusioned about capitalism. Maybe that's a plus, not a minus, though. It's my fault for not being born a beautiful woman with huge titties. Those women never want to redistribute their money, though, oddly. They also don't want to pay taxes. It's funny how making a lot of money off of your tits turns college-aged women immediately into libertarians.
Don't go anywhere.
Thing is, when I think about making up a funny, iconic voice, it's actually not easy. I try to imagine what it would be.
How long until one of those is doing my job?
And everything I come up with in my head makes me cringe. It's just crazy that that's the economy now. Like 100 years ago, if you invented some kind of new application for electricity, it made you rich. Now, what can make you rich is just inventing a new funny voice people haven't heard already. It's the funny voice economy. Number 15. Number 15. He actually had a cameo on Smiling Friends in the coffee shop. Number 15. Could I get a number 15? Is that above or below me? They need submarine games need to adopt the frontier, the whatever the subtitle is. The frontier system of showing when targets on the sonar, in this case, I guess, are above or below you. I'm sounding bitter. I don't like how I sound. This is not healthy energy for me. I don't want to be bitter. I want to be happy and enjoy life.
Wait, do I have the keys? Ah, yes, I do.
Who's gonna steal it? Why would you need keys? Nobody wants to listen to me and be bitter. Least of all me. It used to be a lot more, what's the word I want? Funny. I think my earlier streams were funnier. I was not so disillusioned yet. Gregarious. That's another thing I noticed. Just being upbeat and positive and not being a downer. Especially for VTubers. VTubers have to... I guess that's emotional labor. Just never being unhappy. Always being uplifting and fun. I don't know how... That's hard work, and that's more respectable than just hitting a golf ball in some short shorts. I respect VTubers a lot more than I respect...
That should be all of it.
Then again, they're both forms of independent business. They both have every right to do that. I'm just jealous, is the problem. I'm jealous I wasn't born with the right attributes to make bank and buy houses and own real estate from having a funny voice or an appealing body. I mean, it appeals to someone, just not the people I want it to appeal to. That's the eternal struggle, though, isn't it? It's like that meme about how, why do women show off their asses and yoga pants if they don't want attention? And the answer is they do, but not from you.
Let's go.
They're fishing for men, but not you. And they don't have the power to be selective about who's able to perceive them.
I can use this with a crafting table. So much trash.
That's just insult to injury, though. A funny voice. Having a funny voice, though, and being able to turn that into millions of dollars. I'm funny from time to time when I'm not depresso. It's kind of a self-reinforcing problem, though. The sadder you are, the less funny you are, and the less funny you are, the worse you perform with your followers, and then less money you have, and then the sadder you are. It's a self-reinforcing cycle. God, this is even a depressing game too. Sad music. It's an ultimate sad lad game. This is really something they should have optioned me for. The writing is fine though, honestly. I don't know that I could have done a better job. I have a lot of stories about mourning and coping with death, though that probably would have been a good I would need more energy for that. I need energy to clean my living space and take better care of myself, and I just don't have it. It's hard to motivate myself. It takes everything I have to write. I really believe in my writing. I probably shouldn't, though, after getting 12 pre-orders. Should probably stop believing in myself and give up. There's a lot of lessons they teach you as a kid that are not true, like follow your dreams. Maybe your dreams are stupid. It's possible.
Okay. Okay, the blueprint should be here.
Also, money doesn't buy happiness. Also, violence never solved anything. Also, just it takes two to tango with bullies. Don't pay attention to your bullies and they'll stop.
This is a new blueprint for the crafting table. Perfect. Found the blueprints.
Head on back and get them built.
Laser module for Unitrench deep sea transport units. Warning prototype. Not for deployment. That's it.
Oh, that's out of date. It's perfectly safe and useful too.
Okay.
I feel like this part of being human is just... I mean, we're not robots. I was listening to Notes from the Underground, Fyodor Dostoevsky. One of his philosophical arguments is that the trend towards rationalism is an anti-human one. That we're not machines, and that every account of every detail of our existence is not calculable, and that even if it were, even if we solved every problem in the world, and we had an abundance and didn't have to labor, man would still create problems for himself just to keep life interesting. We're an inherently contentious species, and life would be boring, and we may as well just replace ourselves with robots if we're not going to be irrational and emotional and inefficient sometimes, because those are human qualities. We're not here just to be practical, in his view anyway. The point of the base would be to have a moon pool for the sub. You wouldn't dock it and get out and get into the sub. Could have at least had a sub garage like Conshelf 2. They really should have consulted me. I don't know if I could improve on the writing, but I could have improved upon the underwater engineering design. They don't let you run, which I guess is good because it's such a small space. What am I crafting?
Reckon I've been up to
Look
put
at
something
me. What the
together.
fuck am I summoning? There we go.
Serious business, this. Disperses underwater particulate, up to and including density levels of extracted crude. Could be useful. That's that. Heard of these guys? NGO working to protect the oceans, beaches, and all that. Keep the impact of humanity to a minimum.
Seems positive. Or HIV positive. Can I talk to you, Robot?
Uni Trench 101. Unions are bad for you, and bad for your friends.
Seems legit.
Two weeks, and I still haven't emptied these. Where did it all go?
Probably out into the ocean, frankly. More coffee! I think the Cat Attack compilation would need more context. Otherwise, it'd just be me screaming. It's me screaming over and over. Funny scream. It's amazing how much of internet comedy is just funny sounding screams. PewDiePie, Chris O'Neill, Psychic Pebbles, I guess Zach Cadell. He make a funny scream.
Come on.
He cream in his jeans because of sexy dream. Y'all been following the drama with Dream too? Trying to dig himself out of the hole that he dug by releasing footage he took of other content creators he shared a car with being racist. And amazingly, for the first time in history, that everybody sided with the racists because the alternative was that basically Dream wanted them to, and they didn't want to side with the statutory rapist. So they sided with the rape. I guess that answers the question of how they rank relative to one another. That if somebody DMs minors, and then they say it's not so bad, look at what this other guy did, and the other guy is shouting racial slurs at a cab driver, everybody will in fact come to the defense of the guy shouting slurs, so as not to take heat off of the dude DMing minors. Who knew? Who knew that's how that shakes out? We don't often get such test cases to figure out the calculus of such scenarios. No, fish! Ah, God, why are there fish underwater? This is the last place I would expect them.
No, it wasn't like... I didn't mean to. Pearl!
This guy's a pleb and an amateur. I'm an expert sufferer. You can suffer gracefully. This is not how you do it. Oh shit, storm's coming. You know Lucille LaBall from what the fuck was the show called?
Shit.
I Love Lucy. Was the one who fucking financed a lot of the original Star Trek pilot. She loved the show concept so much and believed in it so much that she put a lot of her own money into getting the pilot produced and pulled strings in the industry to get it looked at. We wouldn't have... That's crazy. That's one of the craziest entertainment industry facts I know. Lucille LaBall is why we have Star Trek. It would not have gotten off the ground if not for her. Gene Roddenberry tried a bunch of other concepts, some of which got filmed, but only got a single episode and never went any further. Star Trek was this big break, and it was all because of Lucy. Who would have guessed? Uh-oh. Warning, warning. Vape smoke everywhere. It's
Stay
delicious.
calm.
Strawberry
You're not
cotton
drowning.
candy vape flavors.
There's no leak. Cool, Tim. He'll know what to do.
Who would have figured her for a science fiction fan? Some of his other concepts were really kind of cringe, though. He's got this one set on, I think called Planet Earth,
There's nothing working.
where
this bloody
men
place.
go to a
All
planet
right,
ruled
what
by
was
women,
the-
and it's basically a big polemic against feminism.
The fuses.
It later got recycled into a
Power
TNG
issues
episode.
stem from the fuses. Has to be that bloody storm again. Mercury? Fat love help you, huh? Okay. It's like in training. Get you the fuse box. Poke around a bit. Bring this tub back to life. Dead. Whole place is powered down.
Fuse box, is that outside the module? Inside or outside? I would be dead already because there wouldn't be O2. And worse than that, you don't die, you die really slowly from oxygen depletion, actually. What kills you quickly is CO2. You'd be surprised how long it takes to deplete the O2 in an environment, because we don't even use... We can rebreathe the same O2 like a dozen times before we've depleted all of it in a given quantity of air. It's not it. It's not it either. Where are these fuses? Is this it? Yes. Here we go.
Looks like it's cut off from the mains. First job, reconnection.
How did that happen? Should I be worried?
Finally. Jesus Christ. That was a morning.
It took you 5 minutes. Yeah, Gene Roddenberry seemed threatened oddly by second wave feminism, which is frankly the based kind. Maybe future generations will say actually it's third generation feminism is the based kind. But anyway, it seems to me that feminism is nothing but women standing up for women's interests, and people, the sort of people on Twitter who are already into identity politics for men, would have to be hypocrites to say women can't do the same thing we're doing. You have to rally around the identities we prepare for you. That's based, I think. Sticking to your principles like that. Women do suffer a lot around the world at the hands of men, and that deserves its own organized movement, I believe. And I think it's impressive and a positive thing.
That's different.
It's really
Zero
interesting and
platform
funny how the
windows,
narrative requires they be compatible with
all over the
Islam, though.
place.
How they have to fabricate the existence of a feminist Islam. Because they've written themselves into a corner.
Stan Murray calling HQ. Come in, Tim. Tim, you there?
Stan, how did you... Thought you were offline. Never mind. Look, no time for chit-chat.
What's happening?
This
Suit
storm,
yourself.
It's
Room
worse
for all
than
kinds of
anyone
people in
thought.
my chat.
Something broke loose. Long story short, there's a fire up here that's stubbornly refusing to go out.
You're in a rainstorm.
Are
How are you
okay?
failing to put out a fire in a fucking
Yeah,
thunderstorm?
Well, not really. Maybe you can help.
Tell me.
There are fail-safes for this situation. Drones are sent. Drilling is pulled offline. Of course, the old sea dogs don't have to worry about possibly being evacuated. But the remote deactivation for the drills is back in the control center, which is now completely off-limits due to the severe risk of burning to death in an oil-fueled fire. This is officially unofficial, but I need you to head to the main drill site, Sector A. Get those things offline manually. Stop them sending the crude up the line.
Send me the location.
Done. I'm going to try to get the drones on side, but hell, those things are unreliable at the best of times. Okay, yes. Back into Stan. We're being moved again.
Stay safe, old man.
This is pretty cool. It's a lot like some of the plots from the original C-Lab cartoon. You ever watch C-Lab 2020? Not 2021. 2020, the one it was based off of. It's sort of the same format as like Star Trek, where they just had a different enemy or a different problem each week, and it all centered around just the operations of the underwater lab. It was all dead serious too. It's surreal when you're used to seeing ridiculous things come out of their mouths. That's unfortunate. That's the sort of argument that can make you bitter all day long. Doesn't that make you think sometimes that the smart people are the ones who get off social media entirely, and you wish you could be as strong as they are? Like the people who have dumb phones now, intentionally, to not have smartphones. I look at them longingly, and I'm like, I wish I had that strength. Because undoubtedly, that's wisdom. That's the wise way to live for your own happiness and mental well-being. As much as I love this dome, this is would not be on a real habitat because of the design. The wisdom was you don't want any upward-facing windows on underwater habitats because potentially falling debris from above could crack them. Which is why habitats have typically had side-facing windows. And also, you don't want the buoyancy stress on the window. There's no buoyancy stress on a side-facing window. This is, as long as these windows follow the curvature of the hull exactly, I can buy these ones. These ones are plausible. That one, as beautiful as it is, as much as I want to believe it, if you have electric lights anyway, you wouldn't have the skylight. The heart wants what it wants, though, and my heart wants big dome windows. I love the aesthetic of the habitat. That's one of the big, really strong points of the design in this game. You're the smart one, Short Talk. I need to get my shit straightened out. I need to figure out how to de-addict myself from social media because it doesn't help me. I gain nothing from it. I could have kept my 7,000 follower account if I just didn't argue with anybody. I would have a career in a real career in writing by now. I would have had a lot more people to promote my book to. I'm still hoping against hope someday I can get that account unbanned. I need to get bigger before I can do that, though.
Uni Trench. We keep the planet moving.
I am going to quit tonight a little bit early again because I do want to eat. And everything closes around 11. Except for fast food, and I don't want to eat fast food. I want to go to Manuel's Taco Truck. Eat some tacos. You could look at... Easier said than done. If only it were that simple, Strategif. Because I get tempted. I get sucked into arguments that I have no intention of taking part in. I could swear ahead of time, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it this time. But then I see somebody saying some dumb shit, and I have to fucking start typing. It's a vicious cycle. That's why I admire people so much who are able to say no to that. That's the kind of discipline that you need in the modern world. Because I've dodged most forms of addiction and most traps. I've dodged every debt trap except for student loans. I've dodged every addiction trap except for electronic addiction. I'm not on any drugs that are biologically damaging or addictive anyway. I do take psychedelics. Although I stopped that a while back too because this was expensive. Don't have any credit cards. Don't have a car payment. But I can't fucking help myself for some reason when it comes to social media. Social media is one of... Also sugar. Sugar is my other big vice. Sugary drinks specifically. I don't eat sugary foods. I don't like sweets, pastries or desserts, but drinks. I need a cold sweet drink in the morning. Pardon me for that. Used to be hamster retweets. Everybody followed me for hamsters. But I lost all my favorite Japanese hamster accounts when they banned me. I'm going to see if I can try to get that unbanned again. I've done it, so I think 11 or 12 times now, and I think the issue is the human isn't seeing it. I think it's getting automatically disregarded or put in this pile somewhere. If I can get a human to review my account, I think I can get unbanned someday. Fingers crossed. I don't know if that's even good for me. Like, I'm torn between wanting to get unbanned and use social media more effectively to promote my writing and just wanting to disconnect from it and be a digital Amish person who doesn't even look at social media. Because I'm strong about a lot of things, but I'm not strong about gaming or social media. That's what really worms its way into my brain and takes control. It's funny, they used to be sci-fi, like virtual addictions. I remember when people started first talking about that in the media, and I was like, what do you mean? Just turn off the screen and go outside. I didn't take it seriously. It is definitely a real thing, though. Like, digital addiction. Sounds like the most cringy shit in the world from like Neuromancer. Damned if that one didn't come true, though. I'm gonna quit a little bit early tonight so I can go get my favorite taco truck tacos. They're $2. They dropped in price, so it makes me worried for Manuel. I hope he's doing alright financially. I guess people are just eating out less. That's good for me, though. He's got a family to feed, though. It's hard to do that in $2 a taco. Thank you all for joining me. I had a great time this time, actually. Finishing up Madvent Calendar. I'm going to be revisiting some of those games, probably off stream, just to see if there's anything to them that I missed. It wasn't as good a Madvent. The games weren't as good as last year, but the wrapper, the front end was superb. I think that was the highlight and the start of the show this year. I always look forward to Madvent every year. It's part of the Christmas shit I look forward to, which is strange because it's not really a commercial product. They don't sell it. It's free. It's just sort of a community anthology. I always look forward to Madvent on Christmas and also on the PS1 collections on October. Funny how that's